sometimes when you're starting something new, it fails. It does go down like that much.
I think it's God's way of telling you that you need to, it's not going to be an easy journey. You need to prepare yourselves. That's the point where maybe either you fall and you will not rise, or you just lose hope and you say, no, I don't want. But if you choose to continue from then on, then you know this is not an easy road that I'm taking. I have to expect anything. I have to be strong. I have to whatever. Then if it's the roosters, the minimum is 90 and the maximum is 145.
So how do you guys deal with people who come to you and say that your chickens are very expensive?
We try and explain to them that we are selling you genetics.
Exactly.
So genetics, they come at a cost. So it now depends on what you say is the best, because maybe you come here and say, I want to venture into egg production and meat production. Yeah. We can recommend breeds that are like perfect for that. So I had to come up with something to sustain myself, to maintain the lifestyle that I wanted at the moment. But trust me, chicken business never came to mind at that point. I'm sure if someone had come and said, why can't you try the chicken business? Yeah. I would have laughed in their face saying, do you see me as someone who would be doing chicken business at any point of time? If we have some who are just buying lavenders because they're saying, I want to see lavender Orpingtons on my yard. Yes. And we also have some who are coming to buy the celebrity. So that's very
small one.
Yes.
It looks
They'll
nice.
come of all the chickens, they'll say, I don't want that very big chicken, but I just want this tiny one. I want to see it in my garden.
Right here, you told me this is your orchard.
You know, I've with the whole project that I'm doing, yes, my initial plan is eventually to end up on a bigger space.
On a farm?
Yes, with a plot or a farm, but I need a bigger land. So when I started everything, it was my retirement plan.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So even when I was sharing on my platforms, I was saying my retirement plan. This is something that I want to do because remember when I was talking about when I was working, yes, when I started doing my own projects, I said I don't want to go and work for someone else anymore. Even when they called me back at work and say, okay, you can come full time now, I said no, I can only do consultants. I can help you when I'm at home because I have other things that I'm going now. I could see that even now I can still see where I'm going. It's going to be big. So with this orchard, these are grafted trees. I have the Wambugu apples. I have the pears. I have the oranges, lemons, mangoes, avocados, the plantains, the dragon fruit. I have them all here.
The Wambugu apples, did you get them when she came here?
Yes, yes. I ordered all of my trees. I ordered them from here.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Amazing. The only challenge that I'm facing here is this area is a bit dry. We have 2 bowls on the side, but the water table is very low now. Oh, okay. So sometimes we end up buying water. Even we have 2 wells, but the water tables also have really gone down. Yes. But what I would want to do with the trees is one day I want also to graft them and put them at the farm.
Okay.
So that I'll have an orchard with all the fruits.
With all the fruits.
I even want to export the fruits.
You see, guys, you see, people are thinking big out there.
You know, and we have pawpaw trees. We have pawpaw trees. One pawpaw in town is going for $3 from the street vendors, and $5 if you go in the spa. I'm one person who loves fruits.
You see, guys, I interviewed someone, a very young man who is doing pawpaw on a large scale, and you are talking about this. Doing pawpaws, another opportunity that you can venture into.
Yeah. Post-COVID, I was employed. I had my 8 to 5 job, and I was content with that. I would just wake up, go to work Monday to Friday, Saturday I'm home resting, you know, doing all sorts of things. Then COVID came. Then we were told, okay, we can't be going to work. I was at home. Remember, I'm not someone who's used to just staying at home, sitting, not doing anything. So I started looking for some things that I can do whilst I'm killing up time. Then after COVID, the company started suffering and they said, okay, now you can only come to work 3 times a week.
Oh.
That meant all the other, whatever the salaries were going to be cut down and everything else. So my income then was sort of reduced. So my nephew, Anesu Usena, he came and said, you know what, you need to try those chickens. This business, it's new. There are a few people who are doing it in Zimbabwe, but if we try it, I'm sure we can go further. Then I was like, chicken business, no, I'm not interested. Just like everyone else who's hearing for the first time. I had not seen the chickens, I was just seeing pictures. I said, no, I don't think we'll be able to feed them until they get to the size. What if no one wants to buy them? But he kept pushing. Then he said, okay, let's give it a try. And you know the unfortunate part, the first stock that we imported, all the other birds couldn't make it except for one rooster. And I was like, you know what, I told you, you know, at that point my income is low. And I'm like digging into my savings. And that money is coming from my savings. And it's a money that I'm taking out and it's not replaced immediately. I wasn't happy.
So after the failure, what did you do?
After the failure, he kept pushing. He said, okay, let's try one more time. Then I said, okay, this is the last time. He even promised, if we fail this time, the money that you're putting right now, I'll find a way of giving it back to you. Then I said, okay, let's try.
You're talking about Anesu Usena?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
It seems like at the end of the day, when you are doing business, when you're starting even a project, there is need for someone to actually come in and motivate you and push you a little bit so that you can achieve your goals.
Yes, definitely. Because remember, I started this thing without any knowledge. And I remember whenever he was conducting lessons with the other people who wanted to start poultry production, I would be by him facilitating, you know, the project, but I would also sit in the class. Mind you, this is something that is new, and most people, they don't know about it. So whenever they come, they'll be like, why would I buy a chicken for $80?
You see?
Or why? Because as I mainly sell the day-old chicks. So they'll be like, why would I buy a day-old chick for $6, $7? Then I'll be like, you know what? You are buying genetics. And if you're doing the broilers, after every cycle, you are going back to buy more chicks. But with these ones, you can produce to whatever numbers that you want. The chicks are coming, you say, okay, I want to keep probably 100 laying hens. You can keep until you have your 100 laying hens, or even 200, or even 500. Once you have these, all you simply need is the labor, the feed, and the medication and vaccines. That's all. There's no going back to, okay, this time maybe the batch I bought was not okay, so I need to probably sell them at a cheaper price, or you run a loss, or probably they all die. But with these ones, trust me, you don't face any challenges with them.
So I might want to come and buy day-old chicks from you.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, for me, we are saying we are investing $6 on one chick.
Yes.
A day-old chick. Are you going to assist me and even help me to take care of that day-old chick the proper way?
Normally when our clients come to collect their chicks, or when they come to do the booking, we ask them, have you ever kept chickens before? Some they'll say yes, some they'll say no, this is my first time. Then we can try to explain to them how best you can keep them, how they would, especially the brooding stage. How best you can brood them. Because like last time I had one client who came and she was like, I lost 3 of my chicks. Then I asked, okay, she had bought I think 15 chicks. Then I asked, where were you keeping the chicks? Then she was like, okay, I have this, you know, those big boxes which they put the broilers. Then I said, okay, when you buy those boxes, you're putting 50 or 100 chicks. But this time you had only 15 chicks. And what were you using to heat the brooder? And I was like, I'm using those lamps, you know, the lamp with light, the light is inside, then there's a glass on the outside. Then I told her, that one doesn't produce heat, it's just light. And that during that time it was very hot, but a few weeks ago we had it was very cold at some point. That was the time when she had the chickens. So I told her, the space was too big and there wasn't enough heating. So what you need is to keep a smaller space to feed your chicks, and you have to maintain the heat to control the temperatures in that brooder box. That way, trust me, you won't lose any chicks.
Is there a market for this kind of project, and is it does it pay? Is it lucrative?
Okay, on my part I can say the market is there. I did intensive marketing. I'm marketing on my social media platforms. The market is there. Currently I'm taking bookings for December. Maybe within a week or so I'll be taking bookings for January. And here at this place I have about 45 laying hens. On the 45 laying hens I'm getting around plus or minus 30 eggs per day. Then when I hatch I can reduce even the numbers to do the math. 30 per day by 7, because we take the eggs to hatching every 7 days. Usually it's my hatch rate, normally it's between 75 to 80.
Crate of eggs from these chickens, how much does it cost?
I sold one egg for $3.
And a crate, yes,
that's $90. 30 eggs, $90 if you want to buy the fertile eggs.
You guys, are you listening to this? I mean, a regular crate from regular chickens, how much does it cost? Is it $4-5?
Around $4-5.
But these kind of eggs, they cost about $90. So at the end of the day, this is what I always tell people. The biggest enemy of Africa is African people. We barely invest energy in learning these things. This is a good business. This is a good project. Eggs, a crate of eggs like this costing $90.
Yes. And if you ask me now, let's say you say, okay, Chihera, can I have a crate of light Sussex eggs? I will not sell them to you.
Why?
Because they're all bought already. Yeah, the chicks are all bought already.
So I think this has to be a motivation to someone who is watching this video. You have 45 laying hens?
Laying hens, yeah.
45? When I'm looking at this chicken here, how much does it cost? Because at the end of the day, this is not a regular chicken. This is a big chicken. This is a pure hybrid. How much does one cost? It depends on the breed.
Yeah, our prices actually ranges within breeds, but the minimum for point of lay hens is $80. 80, yes, $80, and the maximum is $125.
You have pure breeds here. What kind of breeds do you guys have here?
Okay, I have Orpingtons. I think I have quite a number of Orpingtons. I have the lavender Orpington, I have the buff Orpington. Here I have the splash Orpington, the blue Orpington, and the black Orpington. Also that side we have the other Orpingtons that are there.
Of all the breeds that you have, which one is the best from your own perspective?
As a breeder, we say each breed is different in its own characteristics. So it now depends on what you say is the best, because maybe you come here and say, I want to venture into egg production and meat production. We can recommend breeds that are like perfect for that. Then you just say, no, I'm not doing any business with these breeds, but I just want something that is ornamental. We also have quite a variety of breeds that you can choose from.
Did you have any case of people coming wanting to buy and keeping them as pets?
That's quite a number of clients that we have.
Are you guys doing it for meat or you're breeding here?
No, currently we're just breeding.
Of all the breeds that we have here, as people who are doing breeding, which one is really good for meat?
Okay, the advantages of having these pure breeds as for meat is we have breeds like, for example, the light Sussex and the Bard Plymouth Rock. Those ones, they give us around plus or minus 300 eggs per year.
Okay.
So that rate of reproducing, it gives you more meat and more eggs. And the advantages of actually having this compared to the other roadrunners that we have in the rural home, those roadrunners, they take longer to mature, to reach the slaughter weight.
Yeah.
But with these ones, we are saying at 14 weeks, you can slaughter them. They would have reached their slaughter weight. I think per week I'm using about $100 on feed and transport and the medication. The vaccines, yeah, we follow the vaccine schedule, but it's not that expensive. $100 a week, that's my budget for per week.
Per month, probably you're making over 1,000 US dollars.
Yes, quite over 1,000.
And in your case, it seems like it's not about quantity, it's about quality.
Right. As a breeder, we don't work with numbers, but like you said, we work with quality. So what I do is, let's say when these chickens, if you come back next year, this time, I think maybe 3/4 of these chickens will not be here. I'll have the younger birds. Because what I do is, when I get my chickens, usually I take the first 20 chicks, I keep them as mine. Then those 20 chicks, as they grow, you know, some of the chickens, they get sick.
Yes.
I cow them.
Okay.
Then when they grow, as they reach the point of lay, even as they are growing, I'll be like, okay, this one, I don't like the coloring. You know, even at home with the kids, same father, same mother, you are never the same.
Yeah, exactly.
You will be different.
Yes.
So I'll select the best. From those 20, maybe I just need 5. 1 rooster and 4 hens. That's all I want. So I'll select the best, the perfect for continuous breeding. So at the end of the year, I go again to that breeding stock.
Yes.
I select the ones that have been producing probably beautiful chicks. The one that hasn't been giving me problems. You know, some they get sick along the way.
Exactly.
And we also have, you know, in winter the laying rates, they reduce. Then after winter, as we get to summer, some they delay when they start laying. So by end of year, I have to cow those as well, because I just want to maintain the best.
I thought you were going to struggle with market. That's what I thought. I thought, hey, this one might be struggling with market, but it seems like it's not the issue.
That's not the issue. You know, in winter, just after, let's see, June, July, around July, August, we were not taking orders on other breeds because the list was now longer and we didn't want to disappoint our clients. We say, yes, the chicks are coming, the numbers have reduced a bit, but the list is longer. So we are not taking orders for this. Either you can book if you want to wait, that's okay, but you can select another breed. Some would say, okay, I want to wait. Some would say, okay, for now I'll get a different breed, but as soon as you have, they start coming out, I'm coming back for them.
At the end of the day, people have been doing broilers and layers. And you said, I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to venture into something new. Were you not scared that probably this is something that a lot of people are not doing?
You know, when you want to start like selling clothes, you say everyone else is doing the clothes.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're determined to get into that business. You have to come with something that's new. What attracted me to this is because it was something that was new. So what was my only challenge was, how am I going to get it to people so that they know these are in. Okay, so this is a buff Orpington. Orpingtons originated from England.
England?
Yes. Yeah, so some people they ask, okay, if it was staying in England where the temperatures are very cold, how is it surviving here when it gets hot? But we haven't had problems with them. They come from countries where the weathers are extreme. And our temperatures in Zimbabwe, they're very favorable. You know, it's never too cold, it's never extremely hot. But in the areas where they're coming from, mind you, England can be freezing. So when they come here, if it's winter, they'll survive very well.
See, that's what I always tell you guys. Africa is a conducive environment for business. Africa is a conducive environment for any project, for any type of farming. And what is this one that I'm holding in my hands?
That one is a Sebright.
Sebright.
Yes.
So guys, I'm holding a Sebright here.
It's actually on the bantam size. So this one, it's actually full grown, and it's already giving us a full grown. So this one, some will say, okay, so where's the meat in this one? These ones are more ornamental.
More like a pet, huh?
More like a pet, yes. Something that you would just want to see in your yard.
Yeah,
Trust me, it's therapeutic.
And this is my first time seeing a chicken like this. So how much does this one cost?
These ones, we don't sell them as day-old chicks because of their fragile. You know, when they're still chicks, they're a bit fragile because of their size.
Oh, okay.
So we sell them at point of lay. And if it's a pair, it's $100. And if you're buying a trio, one rooster, 2 hens, you get them for $120.
$120. This one individually, like how much?
Right, this one, the hens on this one, you get them at $125.
$125.
Yes. Then the roosters $145.
So guys, look at how big this chicken is. How many kgs are we talking about here?
Okay, this one can get up to 7 kgs, 6, 7 kgs, yes, at maturity.
You?
The Brahmas, they actually grow very big.
So for me, when I'm looking at this color, I'll probably think this is something that we find in the village, in color. But how big it is, how massive it is, that will make me question like, this is not a regular roadrunner. This might be a pure breed because it's so big.
Yeah.
So what breed is this?
This one is a golden partridge Brahma.
Golden.
Yes, golden partridge Brahma.
So beautiful.
So the roosters, you see the colors on the roosters. All roosters will come out with this color, and all the hens will come out with this color. So these ones you can easily identify even as chicks, because most of these breeds, as chicks, you're not able to see which one is the rooster, which one is the hen. But with these ones, once the coloring starts coming out, you can see this one is the hen because of the different coloring, and this one is the rooster because of its coloring as well.
For me, I'll never slaughter this for meat. It's a loss when you slaughter something like this for meat.
Right. When you have them in abundance, let's say you buy 10 chicks from us, it will be a loss if you feed them and slaughter them. But if you keep them and start reproducing, trust me, you will slaughter one day. You actually get to a point where you say, I want to eat only those chickens.